Why would experiencing death on other planets be an incredibly thrilling sensation? Picture this. You step into the abyss of Jupiter and are instantly torn apart by monstrous storms. On Venus, you'd be reduced to ashes in seconds under its scorching heat. On the barren plains of Mars, you'd suffocate from lack of oxygen, slipping into unconsciousness. And in Neptune's freezing tempests, you'd crystallize into ice within moments. This isn't just any death, it's extraordinary. Now, let's journey through all 8 planets of our solar system and experience the most extreme, lethal adventures you've never dared to imagine. Brace yourself for the ultimate death challenges they have in store. We start with Mercury. Stand on its sunlit side, and you are immediately hit by an inescapable heatwave, temperatures soaring to 427 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. With no atmosphere to shield you, the sun's radiation strikes the surface unchecked, delivering a near-fatal blast of heat. There's no air to breathe, and heat doesn't transfer like it does on Earth. Your skin burns instantly under the UV assault, followed by unbearable pain that drives you to the edge of madness. Blisters form as the moisture in your eyes, tongue, and even your skin evaporates rapidly. It's like being exposed to the vacuum of space. No air, no relief from the scorching inferno. Your shadow is stark against the ground, yet the sky remains pitch black because there's no air to scatter sunlight. You have no time to adjust, the heat and lack of oxygen overwhelm you in seconds. Your spacesuit's insulation fails almost immediately, and its cooling system shuts down. Around you, gray rocks and craters bake under the sun, glowing like a furnace. Despite Mercury's weak gravity, only 38% of Earth's, making you feel light, the unbearable heat pins you down, making movement impossible. Within seconds, breathing becomes impossible. Your vision blurs, and gasping is futile, there's simply no air. Your brain starves of oxygen, and in less than 10 seconds, you lose consciousness from suffocation and burns. But if you stand on Mercury's dark side, the story changes entirely. No scorching sun here, just an instant plunge to -179 degrees Celsius. The extreme contrast between the two sides is staggering, and the cold is just as deadly. Next, we turn to Venus, often described as the closest thing to hell. Its atmosphere is crushingly dense, with surface pressure 92 times Earth's, equivalent to being nearly a mile deep in the ocean. Worse, the air is a toxic mix of carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid clouds, with surface temperatures reaching 467 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead and zinc. Ironically, though Venus is farther from the Sun than Mercury, it's even hotter. Standing on Venus, you face lethal heat and crushing pressure. The sun's light filters through thick clouds as an eerie orange glow. You might glimpse barren rock formations before being swallowed by thick haze. The air, devoid of oxygen and filled with poisonous carbon dioxide and nitrogen, is instantly deadly. The moment you land, the pressure crushes your body like a submarine imploding. Your lungs and sinuses collapse, your skin chars in the extreme heat, and your organs fail as moisture evaporates. Even worse, Venus air contains droplets of sulfuric acid. But you won't get wet. The acid evaporates before touching you, a phenomenon called virga. Not that it helps, the heat is unbearable, metal glows dark red, your helmet visor softens and melts, and exposed skin blackens. You are pinned down, knees buckling, bones snapping under the weight. Toxic gases sear your lungs from the inside. In less than a second, you lose consciousness from oxygen deprivation. If your body somehow remains intact, it'll dissolve and burn away in Venus' acidic, high-pressure furnace, leaving no trace. Leaving Earth's blue oasis behind, we arrive at Mars. The red planet might seem more inviting, but for an unprotected human, it's a silent, deadly trap. Mars' atmosphere is dangerously thin, just 1% of Earth's, mostly carbon dioxide, nearly a vacuum. There's no oxygen to breathe, and the low pressure makes liquid water boil away instantly. Temperatures swing from -60 degrees Celsius on average, peaking at 20 degrees at noon before plummeting to -140 at night. Standing on Mars' red sands without a suit, you'd first notice the hazy pink sky and dust-covered horizon. The air is so thin you hear no wind, despite its presence. Soon, the real danger strikes, you can't take a single breath. Opening your mouth yields nothing. The low pressure makes the moisture in your lungs and tongue boil away, creating a cold, painless hiss inside you. Your skin tightens, and though you won't explode, gas bubbles form in your blood. Within 10 seconds, oxygen deprivation sets in. You have maybe 15 to 20 seconds of consciousness left. Your body loses heat rapidly. Mass-thin air can't retain warmth, but the evaporation from your eyes and lungs creates a chilling effect. Exposed skin freezes fast. Your vision darkens as your brain starves. You might feel a tingling or taste blood as capillaries burst. Around 30 seconds in, you lose consciousness. Seconds later, you are gone. Mass low pressure and cold freeze dry your body, turning it into a mummy. Compared to burning alive, this death is almost peaceful. Once, Mars may have harbored life, but now it's a silent graveyard, where even breathing is torture. Now, let's venture into the outer solar system. What's it like to land on a gas giant? Falling into Jupiter is like plunging into a planetary abyss. It has no solid surface, just layers of clouds. Enter its atmosphere, and you are instantly in a world of violent storms and crushing pressure. At first, Jupiter's upper atmosphere seems calm, with orange, white, and red bands drifting below. But its gravity, 2.5 times Earth's, pulls you down faster. The air thickens with hydrogen and helium, and soon, unimaginable winds hit, 644 kilometers per hour, tossing you like a ragdoll. Massive storms swirl around you, some large enough to swallow Earth. Lightning flashes, 3 times stronger than Earth's, briefly illuminating the gloom. Thunder is drowned out by the roaring winds. As you fall deeper, pressure mounts. 48 kilometers down, it's several times Earth's pressure. Temperatures soar from -101 degrees to beyond boiling. Your body buckles under the pressure, lungs collapse, sinuses rupture. The air turns thick as water, and you are no longer falling, but sinking like a deep-sea diver. At 10 to 20 atmospheres, your body compresses. Soon, all light fades, only lightning and faint glows remain. Your bones shatter under hundreds of atmospheres, and storms tear you apart. Eventually, you are vaporized, your molecules merging with Jupiter's vast atmosphere. Even robots struggle here. The Galileo probe was destroyed quickly. For humans, there's no survival, just disintegration inside the solar system's largest planet. Next, we visit Saturn. Its stunning rings hide deadly dangers. The planet itself is freezing, -178 degrees Celsius at the cloud tops. Falling in, you'd meet the same fate as on Jupiter, crushed by dense hydrogen and helium. But Saturn's rings are just as lethal. Made of ice and rock, they orbit at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour. For you, it's like being shot by high-speed bullets. Tiny ice grains hit first, then larger chunks rip through you. Fist-sized fragments tear limbs apart, and boulders blast you to pieces. In seconds, your body is riddled with holes, blood boiling and freezing in the vacuum. Your remains join the rings, lost forever in this merciless space. Uranus, the ice giant, lives up to its name, with the solar system's coldest atmosphere at -224 degrees Celsius. Its toxic mix of hydrogen, helium, and methane offers no oxygen. Winds reach 900 kilometers per hour, a frozen hurricane of poison. Entering its upper atmosphere, sunlight is a distant speck. Your eyes, nose, and mouth freeze instantly. One breath is lethal. Your body convulses from lack of oxygen and poisoning. Within seconds, you are unconscious. If you somehow cling to life, the cold kills you in under a minute. Your body shatters under increasing pressure, leaving no trace. Finally, we reach Neptune, the solar system's windiest planet, with gusts over 2,100 kilometers per hour. Its upper atmosphere is 55 Kelvin, barely warmer than Uranus. Approaching Neptune, you are engulfed in near-total darkness. As you descend, monstrous storms like the Great Dark Spot loom. The winds, faster than sound, blast you with frozen methane crystals, shredding your body like sandpaper. Pressure isn't immediately fatal, but the cold and wind kill swiftly. Your skin is flayed, flesh scraped to the bone by icy shards. Soon, your remains vanish into Neptune's endless storms. After this deadly tour, Earth feels like a paradise. Our atmosphere offers perfect pressure, oxygen, and temperature. Liquid water exists, the ozone layer protects us, and temperatures are bearable. Standing here, Breathing deeply under blue skies, you realize how fragile and precious life is. Every planet we visited brought instant death, yet on Earth, life thrives. The contrast is humbling. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends and family. Thanks a bunch.